Hello, Dr. Karen here. Welcome to this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest that is entitled Telepathy Possibilities. But before we dive into that topic, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and perhaps even hit the notification bell so every time I do a new video, you will be notified. Okay, so have you ever been afraid of sharing your truth? Because you think, well, this person might criticize me, they might judge me, they might gaslight me, that kind of thing. Well, that's seemingly a big problem in the last few years as we've had extremely polarizing opinions for and against various different things, right? So it can be really, really challenging. And in my book, Sensitivity is Your Superpower, there is a chapter on transformational telepathy with step-by-steps on walking you through how to resolve conflict with a loved one or someone that you care about. It could be your coworker, friend, or parent or something like that, using this technique. And it's pretty much always works all the time. But people are like, well, I'm not really in conflict yet. So they don't think about using transformational telepathy for situations that are not conflictual. Is that a word? Anyway, I'm making it a word. So, so how about everyday life? There are times where we're about to say something or wish to say something, but then we go, well, no, I'm not going to say that because that person could take it this way, or then it could cause a fight, or blah, 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 right? Like I've run through whole scenarios in my mind, and I'm human. So if you're like, oh, I run through these scenarios in my mind and then nothing happens and then I don't do that. Anyway, I get it. I totally get it. For example, today I was running through a scenario where I did not know in Canada whether the hospital still had a mandatory masking rule, right? So I was looking forward to traveling to Canada to see my father, who's been in the hospital and doing, mini healings on him every night. And I'm so grateful that my family members and one of our particular friends, Paul, is there to take care, of my dad in the hospital. And so I'm really feeling really peaceful about the whole thing and looking forward to doing that. And yes, having to rearrange my schedule and things like that to get there a little earlier because it was emergent that he went into the hospital. And then today I thought, uh-oh, wait a second. Last time I was there, they had a mask rule. And yeah, they would give away, free, new masks. But some of us know the stuff that's in the masks. and that, that it doesn't actually do anything that we hope that it does. Let's put it that way. So instead of potentially harming myself or whatever, or betraying my own trust of myself, I thought, oh, now what am I going to do? And then I could feel the fear coming up. Not the fear of being forced to do something, because nobody's going to force me to do something, but the fear of, well, what if I do this? And then what if I get accosted? And what if I get shown out of the gospel? What if my parents get really upset with me? What if my friends get upset with me? What if they think, oh, you're so heartless, Dr. Karen, you're not doing this one little thing for your parent, right? Like all these things started coming into my mind. And then partway through, I was like, oh, that's nice. Just kind of going, I'm doing that human thing. That's what humans do. Like that's what we do. And so I thought, okay, well, let's pull out some tools and let's use some tools that I know, right? Then that I teach, right? So I started feeling into stillness and feeling the energy in my body and feeling that trepidation, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, and realizing, wait a second, that's not happening right now. That's something that I'm thinking about, and the more I think about it, especially with emotion, I'm actually creating that. So I was like, oh, no, don't want to do that. Erase, erase. Not feel guilty about it, but just erase, erase, right? So this is where the telepathy possibilities come in. Because I do know that in the moment, if there's something that's personal to me that's happening, that if I'm in stillness, then I'll just know how to handle it in that moment. But I can't do it from here where I am right now. And that's the tough thing for us. So how would telepathy be really, really helpful here? Well, first of all, even though there is no conflict yet, right? I can actually start speaking to my loved ones without speaking to them, like not in, face to face, not things that they would actually hear with their ears or even in writing, but literally feeling the energy I choose, and in this case, choosing gratitude, and then, seeing things the way I desire to see them rather than what I'm afraid of. So the telepathy would be something like, I'm so happy and grateful, Paul, that you were there to help, the family, and you're such a great friend. You're such a beautiful earth angel, and I can just feel tears welling up, with gratitude for this beautiful, amazing person in our lives, and so grateful that my sister is there, and she flew in from the West Coast emergently to be there, and she's giving us the news that Dad is doing so much better, and just pouring that energy of gratitude in that telepathic communication, not saying anything as much. Yes, I am saying, I'm grateful, I appreciate you, things like that, but it's really energy behind it, because if you're saying those things but being resentful in the background, guess what? People can actually feel that. So it has to be real and it has to be genuine. And that is a nuance to transformational telepathy that we talk a little bit about in the book. And by the way, at the Light Warrior Training Camp, we get to do level 2 of that. So I'm kind of delving a little bit into that more nuanced, expert version of transformational telepathy. So there are many, many, many possibilities of using this skill set, but it does require one to really accept where you're at, or in my case, accepting that I was in a fear mode, at least temporarily, even if it was just for a few minutes, I was there, right? And just go, oh, here I am, right? Yeah, wake up. Okay, so I'm fearing what might happen, but it's not happening right now. And, when we fear what's not happening right now, we're feeling the future, we're literally helping to create that future. So without feeling guilt or anything like that, just going, oh, whoops, I forgot myself there. And then coming back in the present moment, feeling the energy in the body, and then focusing on what is going to happen in the new reality, right? The appreciation, the love. And that's how I got away with not having to do this thing last time I was there. There was a brief argument, not argument, it was like argument coming to me about why I would not do this thing right at the doctor's office. And I had gifted the doctor a copy of my book, and in true gratitude that she got my mom in for eye surgery really early when she was booked solid, because she is like a really famous ophthalmologist, and she got my mom in because of my dad's cancer diagnosis, which is really sweet. So I was just full of this gratitude. And my parents said, don't come in if you're not going to mask. I said, okay, fine. Right? But on the one hand, they wanted the doctor to meet me because I gave the book, and the other hand, they didn't want me showing up there. The funny thing is the doctor requested to see me, and my parents knew very well that I wasn't going to do this thing, right? So they were kind of like, well, the doctor wants to see you. I'm like, oh, that's great. So I go up there, and I'm just so much radiating that gratitude. Like, that is a form of telepathy, guys. And not just contrived, like it really is real. I'm going to cry a little bit, but, like just really appreciating this doctor for making room for my mom to put her in her very, very busy schedule. And so I walk in, this is like the last time I visit, I walk in, there's like 50 people in there. Everyone has one of these things on. And I'm just, and just so much gratitude. They said, oh, I said, it's a social call. I said, oh, okay, just go into this room. And the doctor comes in, and she has one of these things on, and I'm talking to her, and I'm just expressing just so much gratitude. And she was just, she was equally grateful for the book, and it was just such a beautiful exchange. And, my mom got to feel that. I don't know if it changed her mind about things, about what I am doing and not doing, but she got to feel that love and exchange, and not a single person there told me to do this. Nope, not a single person. Everybody else was, had one on their face. And my mom, even on the way out, she was like pointing to me. She's like, I'm showing off my doctor. She's a best-selling author, and she gave Dr. So-and-so a copy of her book, right? And the other Chinese lady is like, oh, congratulations, such a smart young woman, right? I'm like, wow, I'm almost 60, but thank you, you know. It was so great. So, you know, it's amazing how we can shift reality. That being said, would I necessarily choose to go into a hospital setting, you know, with this thing? Not, I don't know. You know, I'm not there right now. I'm not having to make that choice in this moment. So it's really neat how you can, with the gratitude, with what you choose to feel, and yes, you can imagine your ideal reality as well. That doesn't hurt, right? And you can insert that skill set into everyday life. And the really important thing, and this is again the nuance and also skill set, is when you start feeling a little bit afraid or resistant or whatever, just accept it. You know, just go, oh, this is where I'm at. I'm having a human moment. That is okay. Instead of trying to go, nope, I'm not afraid. Nope, nope, I'm good. You're bad, I'm good. You know, so we could just be really real with ourselves and accept and love ourselves, and even do a little bit of transformational telepathy on yourself. Yes, speak to ourselves in loving, grateful ways. So the possibilities are literally endless where you can use this. And so if you're like, huh, you know, I read the book and I did it this one time and yeah, it worked great, but I haven't really thought about it since then, you're missing out. You literally can use it every day for almost anything. I mean, it could be the checkout girl at the grocery store. It could be the farmer that you get, you know, your food from every weekend, in my case, or you know, it can be anyone. It can be anyone, and it will transform your life in such a fundamental way that even these little blips of anxiety or fear, it just dissolves in that acceptance and love and gratitude and appreciation. And yes, you can definitely use words in your transformational telepathy, which we teach you in level 1, of course, level 2, but at the same time, in the nuanced advanced version, you don't even have to. It is literally, I think, how our off-world high vibrational friends from other planets, you know, I believe that's how they convey information. Some people say telepathy through pictures, through sounds, through words, through love, maybe all of the above. So perhaps for this week's TOLPAKAN Healing Activation, we can work on a couple of things, like our full acceptance of ourselves, including whatever emotional stuff is going on, right? Our resistance to maybe using our skills, you know, for the benefit of others, and maybe releasing resistance to seeing infinite possibilities. Who knows? So let's get started and let's see what comes up. So let's get into the still point. We can go ahead, and if you're safe for you to do so, you can close your eyes, you can rub your hands, get some energy running in your hands. You don't have to do this part, but we like to do it just to demonstrate how you can elevate the energy in the body. Relax. Close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Go ahead and focus on the inside of your bodies, your hands. Feel any energy or movement in the body in the form of vibration, waves, tingles, whatever it is you feel, just let it be there. And even if you have something that's bothering you right now, feel that in the body. Where is that in the body? Just kind of go on a squeegee hunt for it. Follow that flow wherever it goes. Just accept it, just being there. I'm going to speak some TOLPAKAN healing directives, and you can just tune in to your body to see if you notice a shift. You may or may not, depending on what is received by you or is even necessary. Here we go. Let's tune into Source and do some healing together. I now command that all of us be open to the infinite possibilities of using our spiritual gifts, including transformational telepathy, and anything preventing that. Be healed with ease, speed, and grace in the highest and best way. That anything blocking us from fully being in the now and fully accepting and loving ourselves, including the negative emotions that we may feel from time to time, we now command that these blocks and these issues be completely healed permanently in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with speed, ease, and grace. I now command that any resistance or unwillingness to communicate on this deep level of transformational telepathy, that be healed and resolved in the highest and best way, and all fear, that pensiveness, the insecurity of using our spiritual gifts, of connecting to that degree of intimacy with another, be deleted, dissolved, and transmuted to light in the highest and best way, all directions of time with speed, ease, and grace. It's now commanded that the energetic relationship between us and every part of us and others and any part of others, including those people closest to us, you can go ahead and picture them in your mind, that these relationships be optimized, harmonized, healed, 100% healthy, the highest and best way, all directions down with speed, ease, and grace. It's now commanded that each of our source teams, our God team, our spirit team, whatever you want to call them, will help us and support us in remembering our beautiful tools that we have, in fully loving and accepting ourselves in all ways, and helping us remember that the other is really just us mirrored back to us, having another experience of humanity. It's now commanded that healing be integrated and grounded with ease, speed, and grace in the highest and best way. For this, all the blessings, we give our thanks and gratitude, so be it, and so it is. Woo. All right, so I'd love for you to put in the comments, what was that activation like for you? Did you have any ahas? Did you have any thoughts of, ooh, I could do transformational telepathy over here or over here? Like, what possibilities have you thought of to use it for? And of course, you can use it for the classic, which is conflict, right? But even if you don't have conflict, can we fully, yes, I meant to say fully accept where we're at, wherever we're at, whether we're triggered or not, it's all good, and be able to get to the other side and use those skill sets and practice them, because perfect patterning makes perfect. I know, you were like, Dr. Karen, isn't it perfect practice makes perfect? Actually, not really. Well, yes and no. So that's another topic. So if we can practice and pattern right in a way that works, we will just continue that, and it'll be automatic test. So anytime there is a possibility that we start getting, triggered about something that might happen, we can just immediately drop in, notice the trigger, heal the trigger, accept wherever we're at, create that new reality, and then communicate that beautiful gratitude and appreciation for the other or the others related to that situation. So give me some comments below. Would love to see and hear what you experienced. Yeah, so write them down. Thanks. Okay, so announcements for this week on Light Warrior Radio. The long-awaited interview with the amazing, beautiful 𝗟𝗓𝗏. She believes that we are sisters, if you will, in the 𝗟𝗔𝗗𝗥𝗢 family. Somehow we're related way back when. So we talk about dragons. We're talking about nurturing your star seed self, how to recognize your identity, how to self-heal, like that journey to wholeness as a star seed, escaping the false matrix and reclaiming your truth, illuminating your light body and DNA. And it did get to talk to her a little bit about water and plasma, having to do with creation and manifesting. So I probably sprung a few questions on her she wasn't expecting, but it was a delightful conversation, and I'm just so pleased and grateful to have met her. And I want to shout out to my Chief Integration Officer, Tasha, for connecting us and suggesting that I have Z on the show, and that's wonderful. So that is going to be airing Monday, February 12th at 12 noon Eastern. So we'll put the links below. Even if you can't make it at 12 noon, definitely listen to this one. I think you're absolutely going to love the interview, and we had so much fun. So a couple of announcements. The same day at 11 a.m., we have the Ascension 3 store open. So you get to, drum roll, you get to get one of these if you're fast, actually. These are Ascension 3 pyramids that are infused with the Ascension 3 energies of Ascension 1 and 2, which are from my flagship program, Light Warrior Bootcamp, that helps to delete, dissolve, and uncreate negative energies and download and activate positive morphic fields, blueprints, and energies for you. And also the positive morphic field and blueprints of the Hidden Night Gem, the Schumann frequency, and the Flower of Life. So you get to direct your healing by using one of these awesome tools. And of course, there's earrings. I've got some of them on right now. Necklaces, bracelets, all different ones. So, and for those of you that missed out last time on the 13 chakra bracelet, we do have some. We just made some stretchy ones, the 13 chakra stretchy bracelets. That comes with a free activation ceremony that is recorded and you can play it anytime. And then we also have the macrame versions of the single strand as well, but they're limited numbers, so check that out. It opens at 11 a.m. on Monday. And then Tuesday, we have our monthly mini healings. So Source has been communicating that there's some big things that we are healing as a group en masse. And what I've noticed is as we are gathering together for the healing, the more the merrier, they say, and it's absolutely true. There's so much healing power when we get together. So we can do some pretty amazing big stuff together, both for ourselves personally as well as the world. So love for you to be there live if you can make it. There is a form that you can fill out with your healing request because we will put you in what I call a healing basket for 24 hours after the call, where there will be energy continuing to help and support you until the next day. So this is one of the most popular events that we have every single month. So that's our monthly mini healing. And then the Light Warrior Training Camp, we are just about done with our websites and different kinds of things. So be on the lookout for a separate email that is going to share with you the super early bird pricing. Yes, the super early bird pricing, because there's only about 15 spots, something like that. For that, definitely, if you're planning to come, please enroll early. Okay, so, and you'll get the best price as well. And yeah, I'm super looking forward to meeting you in person, doing healing work with you in person. We've actually added an extra day so we can have quite a bit of time on that first day doing some healing work and also some LifeWave patching as well together. That'd be really, really fun. So I will see you next week. And for those of you that were aware of my dad being in the hospital and he's doing so much better, thank you so much for your well wishes, so much for your prayers. It's making a huge difference. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.